To find out where staying calm leads people, continue the video. In a small village nestled between lush hills and tranquil rivers, there lived a man named Elias. He wasn't wealthy, nor was he well known. In fact, most people in the village had never heard his name, and those who had didn't think much of him. But Elias was content. He was content in a way that many others could not understand. He had no desire to draw attention to himself or seek the praise of others. He sought only to live well, quietly, and with purpose. Elias was a humble craftsman, a woodworker by trade. His hands were strong and callous from years of shaping wood into objects of beauty, but his demeanor was gentle, like the soft rustle of leaves in a breeze. He had a modest shop by the edge of the village, where he spent most of his days crafting furniture, toys, and intricate carvings. He worked not for the loud acclaim of his talents, but for the satisfaction of creating something with his own hands.
One day, a traveler arrived in the village. He was a merchant from a faraway city, a bustling, noisy place full of ambition and competition. He had come to sell fine silks, spices, and exotic fruits. The villagers were eager to buy, but the merchant wasn't satisfied with simply selling his goods. He was keen to find someone who could help him make his fortune grow even more. The merchant had heard rumors of Elias's work, that the craftsman's pieces were extraordinary, that they had a special quality, though no one could quite put their finger on it. Intrigued, he sought out Elias. When the merchant entered Elias's workshop, he was taken aback. The room was simple, filled with the scent of wood and the soft hum of a quiet rhythm. The tools were well organized, the workbenches neat. There were no grand displays, no flashy decorations, just pieces of beautiful furniture and carvings scattered around. Everything had been crafted with such care, each curve, each joint, was flawless. The merchant marveled at a simple wooden chair, the grain of the wood flowing so elegantly that it seemed to dance in the sunlight. "I have heard of your skill," the merchant said, his voice smooth with interest. "But you are so understated. Why do you not seek more recognition for your work?"
Elias smiled softly. Recognition comes when it's needed, not when it's sought. I do not make my work for others to praise. I make it for the joy of creation. The merchant, a man accustomed to building his success with loud deals and flashy promotions, did not understand. He believed that to truly succeed, one had to be seen and heard, constantly proving one's worth to the world. He offered Elias a proposal. "I will help you become famous. You will no longer be just a humble craftsman. You will be known across the land as the finest artisan. People will come from all over to buy your work, and you will be paid handsomely. All you need to do is let me market you. Let me bring your name to the forefront." Elias thought for a moment, his gaze falling on a small carving of a bird perched on a branch, its wings still as though frozen in time. He could see the merchant's excitement, the glint of ambition in his eyes. But Elias knew something the merchant didn't. "Thank you for your offer," Elias said, his voice steady. "But I do not wish for fame. I do not need to be known by everyone to be successful. My success is in the work itself, in the quiet joy of creating something that brings peace, something that lasts."
The merchant laughed, dismissing Elias's words. You are an odd man, Elias. But fine, suit yourself. You will remain unknown, and your work will be forgotten in time." And so the merchant left, taking his offers and promises with him. But Elias did not mind. He returned to his work, his steady hands carving, shaping, and creating with the same quiet dedication as before. Years passed. The village changed, and so did the world outside of it. The merchant's fortunes rose and fell, his name eventually forgotten in the hustle and bustle of the city. Elias, however, remained steadfast. His reputation, though quiet, began to spread in small circles. People from distant towns came to admire his work, not because of any loud advertisement or flashy marketing, but because of the quality and care in every piece he created. His name was spoken with respect by those who knew the value of patience, craftsmanship, and quiet dedication.
In time, the once overlooked village began to attract attention. Visitors came not only for its natural beauty, but to see the work of the quiet craftsman, whose pieces were now regarded as treasures. They admired the chairs, the tables, the delicate carvings, each one an embodiment of Elias's life philosophy. They understood that success wasn't always about standing at the center of the stage, demanding attention. Sometimes true success came from quietly doing what you love, pouring your heart into it, and allowing your work to speak for itself. One day, as Elias sat in his workshop, carving a new piece of wood, a young boy entered. He was no more than 12, with wide eyes filled with wonder. "Sir," the boy said timidly, "I want to learn how to make things like you. My father says you are the best, that you can teach me how to work with wood like no one else."
Elias looked at the boy, his hands still for a moment. He smiled, his heart warmed by the thought of passing on what he had learned over the years. "I will teach you," he said. "But remember, the art of quiet success isn't just in the work itself. It's in the way you approach life. Do what you love, and do it well. Let the work speak for itself, and let the world come to you." And so, the legacy of Elias continued, not through loud declarations or headlines, but through quiet determination and the timeless beauty of his craft. He had become a master not only of wood but of the art of quiet success, the kind of success that, though never shouted from the rooftops, lasts far longer than the fleeting noise of the world. In the end, it wasn't the fame or fortune that marked Elias's life, but the peace that came with knowing that true success is measured not by how many people see you, but by how much of yourself you put into the things that matter.